Sometimes serving our clients means not making them happy. People pleasing isn't the same as people serving. People will work hard for money, but they will die for recognition. And they're gonna be like, wow, I'm seeing this work for me. And not only that, but it truly will cement you in their mind's eye as the authority in their world.
What if you could build a business in the modern world as big or as small as you want without having to compromise the things that were the most important to you in the very beginning? This is the Wealthy Consultant Talks podcast with Taylor Welch and Mike Walker, as they share with you today their learning lessons from stories in their experiences over the past 10 to 15 years and share with you right here, right now. Let's get into it.
What is going on, my friends? Mike Walker here, and another episode of the Wealthy Consultant Podcast. I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I have some insights. I kind of want to pull back the curtain on client services a little bit. I spend a lot of time here at the Wealthy Consultant working with our clients one-on-one, in small groups and big groups, everything in between. And it really is a pleasure and an honor, honestly, to work with all of our customers, all of our clients on their businesses, regardless of what level of evolution that they find themselves in the moment. It truly is a passion of mine to help people find the fastest path to profit and really find and magnify their message in the marketplace and all the good things that come along with that. But with all of that comes a lot of challenges too. And sometimes it actually means maybe making them not so happy in the moment. Yes, dare I say it, my friends, sometimes serving our clients means not making them happy. And that's a little bit of a polarity in our minds sometimes, as whether you identify as a coach, a consultant, a mentor, a leader, even if you work in the executive space or have a 9 to 5, you are a leader to somebody. Somebody looks up to you. And sometimes that means having conversations that aren't comfortable. And ultimately, if you're doing it right, you're serving them well and you're getting to where they want to be. But in the moment, that can be a little tough. And I want to talk about that a little bit. Again, I want to pull back the curtain on this because it can be either an accelerant to their growth and to your success as a leader, as a mentor, or it can be a detriment and it can weigh you down and slow you down in getting those results that everybody's looking for. And so I kind of want to talk and jam with you a little bit on some of these topics. So number one is that, again, we all want happy clients, right? It's something that we all want, but people pleasing isn't the same as people serving. We truly need to understand that, their being happy ultimately isn't what they are coming to us for. If we are a coach, a mentor, a consultant, that's not really why they are there. Now, do we want them to be happy? Do we want them to enjoy the experience? Absolutely. Just like in my book, The Exceptional Experience, get it, by the way, shameless plug, on Amazon. You can search it, The Exceptional Experience. We want that for our clients, of course. But again, this is the caveat to that. Sometimes that exceptional experience is not directly correlated to them being quote unquote happy, at least not all the time. And sometimes that means having tough conversations. And so, when clients come to me from day one, I try to be very clear with them. I try to just call it out right from day one and be very clear. Like, look, are you coming to us for results or to just feel comfortable, warm, and fuzzy? Like, do you want this to just be a very nice, supportive environment, just kind of there as a cheerleader? Or do you want someone like a legitimate mentor guiding you, helping you navigate through the different things that are going to come at you as a entrepreneur? Naturally, the answer to that is 99.99% of the time. Oh no, yeah, I want to be, I'm ready. I'll do whatever it takes. Okay, cool. That's fine. But just be prepared that sometimes that means, generating some friction between what they want and what they need to do. And that sometimes means that you and I, the consultant, the coach, the leader, needs to call them out. We need to call them out. Or what Lael Cook, our client services manager, he works with me over here in the team, and he refers to as taking a client to the understanding room. I love that phrase, taking a client to the understanding room. It sounds kind of daunting, but it's more of it's in jest. It's a nice way of saying look, we had to have a tough conversation. We need to get them clear on, remind them of what their true end objective is, and that to reach that state or that objective simply means that we might need to go through something that isn't as comfortable, right? And so Again, just remind your client, remind the person as you onboard them, as they get into your ecosystem. Look, I am your mentor, not just a friend. We can be both, but ultimately, if I'm going to serve you well, I need to be able to come and tell you things, even though it may not be something you want to hear or that is as comfortable. There are going to be those times. And just by you stating that from day one, it really takes a lot of the sting out of those conversations, because you can come back, whether it be a month later, a week later, 6 months later, and hey, Joe, remember on the very first day we started working together and I told you that we, sometimes there's gonna be things that we're gonna be a little uncomfortable. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those times. So just hang in there with me, but we're gonna get through together, right? And now they know that you're coming to them with, from a side of respect, from a side of empathy, but also accountability. Ultimately, we are optimizing for accountability. We want them to know that that's why they are here and why we are here to serve them and doing all the things, right? That's what we're here for them. And if they know that, if they genuinely internalize that, then I feel like you're going to get a lot better response. So like I said, yeah, you must have uncomfortable conversations. That's just going to be par for course. Some people, again, are not very good at doing that. And so if you find yourself being, a little bit avoidant of those difficult conversations with clients, again, you need to check yourself a little bit, because you are not serving them by just being a people pleaser. Like, that's ultimately not necessarily what they have come to you for. At least that's not typically how we would align somebody as a leader or mentor, right? It's not just being a yes man or a yes woman. It's, no, I'm going to tell you the things whether you need to hear them or not. Pretty straightforward stuff. But common sense isn't always common practice. Am I right? All right. So here's another concept. I'm going to leave you with 2 more takeaways that I want you to apply into your business right away, if you don't already. Number 1 is guard the gate. Guard the gates, my friend. A bad client is not worth the price of admission. I know, especially if you are new in business or you're just getting a new offer launched, it is very, very difficult to say no to someone who's literally handing you money. And that's very challenging, especially in the heat of the moment. Maybe you're on the sales call, or you got some momentum going, you're excited, you want to get some clients onboarded. I understand all that, I do. But ultimately, we need to remember that if it's not a good fit, you are doing not only them a disservice by onboarding them, but ultimately you're doing yourself a disservice, because so much momentum is lost when trying to support or navigate clients or a client relationship that just simply isn't that good of a fit. And that could be for all kinds of reasons, right? Could be because they're just not in the right fit. They're not in the right environment, or they're not at the right level for you yet, or whatever the issue may be, right? You have to be very careful saving a drowning person. And a lot of people, especially if you're a consultant in particular, or any kind of coach of some type, a lot of people are going to be attracted to your message, attracted to you as the leader, as the mentor, the guide, right? They're going to want to latch onto you. Oh my God, they have the answers. I've been trying to do this myself for so long, and you've got the answer. Well, that's cool. That's why we're here, right? That's why we're here to serve people. But at the same time, those people need to understand, like, look, if you are desperately clinging to something, it's very hard to find progress. Like, I've got to build wings underneath you. I can't just pull you up the mountain myself, right? And so just be careful of the fact that, do people need your help or do they deserve your help? There is a difference. And guard the gate. Don't take the money just for the sake of onboarding. Ultimately, you will regret it. God knows I've, over the years, 20 plus years in the business development space, have found myself working with a client that was less than ideal. And over time, you start to realize, yeah, that paycheck was nice, but not worth it. And you just need to be, very, very aware of the dangers that come with onboarding the wrong clients. The second thing I want to, highlight here is recognize and reward. Recognize and reward. When you do have a client that steps outside their comfort zone, when they take that initiative, when they have that hard conversation with you and then actually act on it, they do the thing that they don't want to do, or they do the thing that's hard for them based on your mentorship and receive the result, or they go and do what you told them to do, you have to recognize and reward them. That doesn't necessarily mean sending them a gift in the mail. You can do that if you want, but literally just acknowledge it, highlight it. Hey, Mary, great work. I know you were scared to do that. I know that was an uncomfortable step, but congratulations, you did it, right? Just acknowledge. People will work hard for money, but they will die for recognition. They just want to know that, hey, my effort is being seen. And in doing so, you're really gonna, like I said, build wings underneath them. They're gonna be like, wow, I'm seeing this work for me. And not only that, but it truly will cement you in their mind's eye as the authority in their world. It's like, wow, they told me to do something. I didn't want to do it. I did it. And then I got the result. So next time they do and come to me and say, hey, you got to do X, Y, or Z, they're going to do it. Right. And so it's just a really good tool. Again, nothing, this isn't rocket science type stuff, obviously, but take that opportunity, every day when you wake up, think through your client list, whether it's a list of 2 or a list of 200. Think about your clients. The first thing in the morning, who could I reach out to and acknowledge and reward? Like that's a mantra. That's a daily mantra that goes through my mind is, who could I recognize or reward today? That's just a really cool frame to operate in. It feels good. Honestly, it will empower you yourself through the day. But obviously it's especially a really great SOP, a standard operating procedure to, if you have clients in your world, in your business, which I hope you do, recognize and reward. It's a really easy, simple thing to do, but extremely potent for building that know, that like, the trust factor that we're looking for, that relationship that we're looking for. Ultimately, guys, as we wrap up here, I just want to leave you, this one's a quick one, but I just want to leave it with you, is that being a leader means taking responsibility. Everything that we've talked about today, as quote unquote basic as it may appear, just because it's basic doesn't mean it's getting done, or at least getting done well or consistently, right? I really want to make sure that these basics are getting done. You can't do the complex, you can't do the sexy ninja amazing stuff if these basics, the fundamentals of business, are not getting done. The business of business is relationships, and navigating those relationships, guiding these people through the things that they are contracting you or paying you for to help them with, sometimes means taking responsibility. And that isn't necessarily saying, well, I'm responsible for their success. No. In fact, that's why, by the way, we don't call it client success here at The Wealthy Consultant. We call it client services. We are here to serve them, to help them, to mentor them, to guide them. But ultimately, their success is their success. They're responsible for doing the things, implementing the things, taking what we give them and running with it, right? That's their success. They are the ones that earn that and are allowed to say, this is my success. But it is my responsibility to get them to where everything they need to get there. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes that means having the hard conversation. And if you're not comfortable having those tough conversations with clients, get comfortable being uncomfortable. It'll serve you well. All right. Excellent, guys. We'll see you in another episode coming up soon. And as always, reach out, let us know how you're doing, share, like, subscribe, all the good things. And we'll see you coming up real soon next week. Take care. See ya.